What up? How are you?
I have my brother Rion. What's happening, brother? Team Light in the house.
Team Light in the house, baby. We are, so many things to talk about. It's been a crazy past couple of weeks. It's been a crazy past couple of days. I have a lot of upper dimensional interaction as of late, and I've been in different council meetings, and everyone's prepared for this great shift. That's all I can really say. This great shift. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I can give you a little bit of insights about some upper dimensional communication if you'd like.
Let's start with that. Let's
Okay,
go.
so I was in a council meeting last night, and I'm not sure what dimension I was in. I believe it was 6D. And how it works in 6D, I was talking to this gentleman, and basically all of us have telepaths. So you walk into a room like in your royal garb, and there's another guy in his royal garb, robe, whatever, outfit. And we each had stewards standing next to us. So the most interesting thing was I was thinking something, and his steward, the guy I was talking to, he said this and was saying everything I was thinking to the gentleman. And then the guy would just sit there and we're looking at each other. And then my steward would pop off. He's saying this. So we're just sitting there ice grilling each other while our stewards are talking back and forth. I was like, that's insane. I've never experienced that before. So basically, upstairs, depending on your position, we may have assigned telepaths which actually translate and speak. Because here's the thing, too. If you're an upper dimensional being, maybe you don't speak the specific language, or your telepath does. So they're translating and speaking just like, you do down here, an interpreter. But it was pretty interesting why we literally have personal stewards that assist us in communicating in the upper dimensional councils, especially among different races. So I thought that was very interesting.
Oh no, and and you know what? They're being removing. The galactics are being removing. All the reptilians, not only from the domes, but
Yeah.
the surface. Well, I just got word a couple of days ago that they are accelerating the process. In other words, non-human beings should be on the surface at this point. So shapeshifters, I understand shapeshifters right now, they're freaking out because they literally they give him notice and says, hey, time to go.
Right.
Time to go, or either to the inner earth, or we're going to relocate you.
Yes.
So we're gonna give you three choices. Number one, relocation. Number two, inner earth. Number three, extermination. Which one you want?
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't think anyone's really wanting to choose extermination,
Right.
but I do think in a playing field such as this one on Earth, and since there's been such a control mechanism to control the population, brainwash the population, keep people in lower frequency, not allow them to develop their upper dimensional telekinetic abilities, or, obviously the calcification of their pineal glands. The issue is that they're wiping the board and resetting it for everyone who's playing a character down here, sold or uninsold or sold, like us.
Right.
If you're going to play in this game, you need to show who you are. You can't hide behind something else. So if you're going to act in certain accordance, if you're going to act under certain rules and regulations, then the entire planet should be able to see you for what you are.
Correct.
Right? So that's the whole thing. So you can't pretend that you're something you're not while you're getting to hide behind the scenes with no cause and effect. The issue is on this planet, if we would have had our multidimensional gifts since we were 6 years old, we could easily spot a clone, or easily spot someone who who has a dark energy inside of their body instead of a light energy, sold or uninsold. And especially someone with the telepathic and telekinetic training, most reptilians use a part in ETs in general use a type of masking or cloaking telepathy, which basically they don't turn invisible or change the way they look. You just can't see them.
They use that. They use their bracelets.
Yeah. If they can't do it naturally or telepathically, then they use technology, which means they're standing right in front of you, but it makes everyone around them not be able to actually see what they really look like. So it's a bit, another type of mind control. Yeah.
Right. So the Anunnakis used to, if you go into and take a look of the pictures of the Babylon, and you see all all these ex-kings, they're all wearing the bracelets.
Right. No, 100%.
The plasma holographic.
Right. The Engins have more like pins, like they in their collars or in their outfits. They have like a pin here. It's like a little gold pin. I don't know how I know this, but the Nordics are their jewelry, like their bracelets and their anklets. They wear some things. It depends too, like what age you're speaking about, because obviously technology gets better. But the main thing is with interaction with lower dimensional beings or people that aren't as conscious is, what is the reason for your interaction with an evolving species? Why are you here?
Right.
And the issue is that a lot of beings that have been taking advantage of us for quite some time, their time is up. And the Sakar are one of those groups.
Brother, time's up for them.
Yeah, time's up. I mean, the Zetas and the hive mind stuff. I mean, my brother Randy talks about how some of the tall whites like bounced out of the Gray collective because they didn't want to be controlled like puppets either. And there's hundreds of thousands of them living on this planet. I mean, that's, again, his interpretation, which he shared on Gaia. My thing is that no one wants to be a slave, and I support that. No one should be a slave, and I should support that. And everyone on this planet, especially in this sector, should have the ability to have free will. And what I said in my last video with Adrian at Disclosure Fest was that the population's been so hoodwinked, brainwashed, and drugged over to such a degree that it actually allowed the upper dimensional beings and the Galactic Federation of Worlds to intervene, Creator to intervene, because it's no longer, you have basically pre-programmed life forms that cannot think for themselves walking around who actually have souls. Correct. So it's gone beyond a partition of a life experience of why you came here. Rather, we're getting caught in drag nets of electromagnetic frequency warfare that has been not only altering in our DNA, but making it very difficult for a normal person to connect to that higher frequency or source. And many of us that are, detoxing and protecting yourself from EMF stuff, satellite Wi-Fi.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot. Hey, listen, I want to give you an update about what's going on with the moon. But first, I'm going to play this video of the moon, which, by the way, the moon is actually hollow, and it's plasma as well. And this event happens once a year in Antarctica. So I want you to take a look at this awesome video.
Okay, cool.
Este video conocido como Mon Splendus.
It's called Mon Splendus, and it happens once a year. That's when the moon is the closest to the Earth. That's not CGI, brother. That's real. And now you're going to see how it's going to cover the sun right there. See that?
That's crazy, bro.
Look at that. Look at that. It happens once a year. That's the closest. Look at that. That video is insane.
That is a very huge object.
I'm gonna replay it again, just for you guys.
Cool.
To take a look one more time. Then I'm gonna give you an update, because you were just talking about the tall whites, and the tall whites are very involved in the moon. I'm actually gonna give you the update right now. So mind control, quantum computers that they have on the moon, and all the civilian computers that they have, in order to control every single one of us, okay? But especially manifestation, quantum computers that they're using on us, everything related with manifestation. Well, guess what? Some of the Jedis in Earth, some of the Jedis in Earth, which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of everybody. In their vibration, they can actually astral travel or remote view into the moon. Somebody went there and fried all the computers. Okay?
Yeah.
From Earth. So powerful, this being
Mhm.
went there and just fried them.
Mhm.
So the manifestation, listen to this, the manifestation computer went off. This was last week.
Really?
Guess
Okay.
what happened that day? About 10 people won the lottery.
Oh, yeah.
Now you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I know
about.
what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, guess what? 10 people hit the pot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all because they wanted it, the manifestation,
Mhm.
in Earth that always said that we always have a delay. Well, we have a delay because they are delaying us in our manifestations.
It's an
They're trying
interference pattern they send to Earth to.
interference completely, brother.
So, I mean, with the moon myself, I've never been a huge fan of the moon.
Me either.
I remember in the beginning of my training when I was astral projecting, I remember I used to jump to the moon and back. I used to do wind sprints, jump to the moon, land, jump back. I have, once I did it enough times, I used to kind of break in there and I used to mess around until eventually my higher self, my highest light, actually said, please stop jumping to the moon. Please pick a target of greater distance.
Yeah.
They didn't want us in there messing around. I mean, I thought it was Halo. I just jump in there and smash on some things and then leave. And I was like, this is awesome. Yeah. So, but the issue is that, I mean, obviously, whenever they brought that over here to monitor this planet, something that is just as relevant as the Dark Knight satellite. I don't know if you have any footage of that. That thing is an old Anunnaki piece of technology. It's been going around, draconian technology. No one talks about that, or the all-seeing eye. Well, you got a Dark Knight satellite.
Right.
Wah, 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 wah. We're, interacting with beings down here throughout different times and ages with different levels of technology. And, in Atlantis, the technology we had there was so different and awesome that it actually kind of gave us an intergalactic perspective on reality.
Well, the crystal cities that we have in Atlantis, it's the same crystal. Okay, it's a copy of the crystal cities that we have in the Pleiades.
Yes.
On Maya, on Esterop,
Electra, yeah.
On Electra, on the where is the Pleione, on the all this. Now the cities in the Pleiades, they're called the yellow cities, the yellow crystal city, the red crystal city, the blue crystal, the purple crystal city. It's all like that. When we were in Atlantis, we have not just this, the island within an island within an island within it was a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle. Right. And it's funny, the last time that you and I were live, the first time that you and I went live, the first thing that I said to you is, man, I met this guy in Atlantis.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that?
No, definitely. I remember actually perishing in that life in Atlantis. I was definitely in Atlantis, and my memory was as follows. Buildings were on fire. Everyone says, oh, it's like water. No, everything was on fire. I don't know what happened. But I knew that I ran into a building to save people. Went in the first time, saved people, ran out. Went in the second time to save people, ran out. Went in the third time to save people, and the building collapsed on me. And that was my last memory of Atlantis. But everything was on fire is what I remember. I don't know what happened.
The last memory that I have in Atlantis.
There's a flood. Don't get me wrong. There was water and everything, but everything was on fire. I don't know if it something,
I got to tell you, the last thing that I remember in Atlantis was I was standing on the beach and there was a tidal wave coming. Mm-hmm. It was 30, 40, 50 feet tall. And I had on my hands, I was holding children. And the children were all scared. Mm-hmm. So I told children, let's all hold each other. And I said, do not look, the tidal wave is coming. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay so quickly, so fast. Don't worry about it. We're not dying here. Don't worry about it. That's what I
Yeah.
told. What else you can tell the children when it's something like that is happening?
Yeah, just look away, and it's
It's sad. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I have a sister that write a book about Atlantis,
mhm.
and she's in Gaia television. She
Oh,
came
okay.
to us from the ship. Sarah Brexman Cosme. She came
Okay.
to us from the ship, and then when we present the show, and I told her I remember this from Atlantis. A lot of people contact her after the show and says, "Oh my God, what Andres says about the tidal whale coming, I remember exactly the same." So a lot of
Mhm.
people remember the tidal wave by the time when we were in work with the Lemurians. So
I think it was more than that. I think what I'm finding in history when I'm processing and interacting with these beings is that I'm finding that, like, how we're finding there's a lot of propaganda right now in the literature that we read, correct?
right,
I'm not saying there wasn't a war between Atlantis and Lemurians. There was. But what I keep, like, it's almost like there is a third party
right,
involved in this thing that no one's talking about. There is a third party that was influencing the Atlanteans or groups of the Atlanteans to break
aliens,
up how they were running their society and kind of turning them more to the night side or the dark side. And here's the thing, this hidden hand and this hidden logos
yeah,
of these beings who were responsible for taking down Atlantis and responsible for some of these wars, with this third party is the one that mainly needs to be outed on this planet.
correct,
There is a hidden hand. You guys, with time jumping capabilities, let's be completely honest, it's not a big deal to jump back 11,000, 12,000 years into the past, especially
right,
with certain races. So what I'm trying to get to is what was from the future that jumped back into the past to create this certain timeline that we're all on, where we all carry this trauma, where we all went through this stuff. Because I have many lives where I was Lemurian, and I have many lives, with the Atlantean. My thing is that what is this hidden hand, and how long has this galactic war been going on? I was meditating in the backyard, and I just got done, watching some different information, and I'm sitting out my pyramid, and I asked my highest, and I go, so basically, we just been in an intergalactic war for the past, 15 to 100,000 years,
right,
and they made up all these stories to tell the children once each of their ages was wiped. And they made up all these stories so that they would understand, and that knowledge of some of the knowledge would be shared, but that there was also, so they had something to believe. Because it's hard to explain to someone whose culture was completely wiped from a very high level place to sand.
right,
And how do you explain to those generations about the technology and the people you once were and all this stuff? And only a handful of you survived, and the most savage of you really, got to propagate and replicate. And here we are today. So there's something about this tale. And, my highest light's like, that's absolutely right. I mean, how do you explain to a being in the 1400s, 1200s, 1000 AD
right,
that you're in the middle of an intergalactic battlefield and the lower dimensions have been rushed by certain species that operate behind dimensional walls with technology 100, 200,000 years ahead of you that are
right,
manipulating you, but won't manipulate you too much for the actual elders to step in and based upon free will and, certain galactic protocols. So I do believe in certain beings that walk the earth and the good deeds they did. I do believe in the great beings and us reincarnated once again with different names now, who were here assisting then as we are now. But I'm also trying to say that there's this shock and awe campaign I see coming where, I don't know which race or species is going to be like, this is the true history of Earth, right?
right,
And I don't know if it's a Palladian, a Syrian, an Andromedan, or Arcturian. They're like, this is what happened to you guys. So what I'm trying to like pre-process right now, I'm opening my mind to show me now, let me process it now. So it won't be some shock and awe campaign. Like, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? I'm starting to process all these little pieces and all these stories and all this stuff so that I can better understand in the present moment, knowing that how to process it and still choose a higher path of unity, oneness, love, and the future. Because the last thing I want to happen is some beings come out with like photographic proof or whatever. I mean, they might be grabbing people from the past and bringing them through portals. I don't know.
Right.
It depends how big they take this thing. And I don't want the rage to get inside of the human species of what's happened to us to throw us off course, right? For 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, especially really good people who follow certain belief systems, right? To go, everything I've been following is fake. You just told me that. You know what I mean? And some of these guys, and I know Billy Carlson.
Well, let me just say
some of that.
Let me just say something. There is people doesn't know that we have some certain mountains in this world. They used to be trees. Mountains.
100%.
They turn into a stone. They cut them off on the previous reset that we had. People doesn't know that we have mountains that used to be giants because they were silica base, and they shoot them with these lasers, and the laser just turning into a stone, just like the story of Job leaving, Sodoma and Gomorrah. What did they tell the Anunnakis to Job? Do not turn around and look, because you're going to turn to a stone. So Job's wife turn around and look at the ships. They shoot her. Now, back in the day, during the Atlantean time, we have different type of beings living among us. The carbon base, just like you and I. The silica base, those are the ones that turn into a stone.
Yep.
And then we have the crystal base, which that's where we're going right now, because we turn into a solar crystal base. This is the sixth generation human. We turn into a solar being.
100%. And now you can imagine with beings, evolving into such a state, you can understand why a bunch of different beings, races, groups would want to come to Earth during this great transition to try to get a piece of the action. Unfortunately, we're the ones who have been paying that cost for quite some time. And I'm just here to say that regardless of what comes out, with crystalline based 12-strand DNA. So the 12-strand DNA, just so we're clear, I mean, I know people talk about a lot of different dimensions and the difference between density and dimension. The main thing is that, a lot of the technology that is used, for example, a dimensional chair. They have a dimensional chair where you can, a density chair, where they can actually take you from a fifth density down and compress you into a third density and vice versa. What I can say is during one of my the first year and a half I was doing activations, I was in front of that huge pyramid in Alaska.
Okay.
And when we were opening and closing those gates, we were freeing the beings that were trapped in limbo from when the lower dimensions were taken over, because the first thing that the people that the occupiers, whatever, Sakar or whatever you want to call them, did was they blew the gates, the star gates, so upper dimensional beings could not access the lower dimensions. So there was a lot of beings caught in between dimensions. That was one of the first activations I did in Alaska. I don't know, 2010.
And I got to tell you, some of us are gatekeepers, brother. Some of us at the spiritual level, we're not allowing low dimensional spirits to actually enter this kingdom, because
absolutely. That's the issue, is that everyone inside of their soul knows what's in our best interest, knows what our future should be. And I think with all these Mandela effects and these jackasses playing with CERN and all this stuff, at the end of the day, all it takes is a very high frequency pulse to remove all of the lower dimensional things and just kind of move it out of the way. The issue is that as of right now, I talked to my brother Tone about this, that creator or creator is now intermingling and interacting in this density because of all of our light workers and everyone on Earth expressing our free will,
Right.
and saying that, hey, our free will is not being heard. You know, when I make certain comments about things, I really do mean what I say sometimes, and sometimes it's jokes. But what I'm trying to get to is that I don't want future generations to have to pay this level of pain and suffering.
And
And
they
you know,
won't.
it's not good for our species. It's not good for our spirit. It's not good
Right.
for anything other than to create more misery and negative patterns for the future. And that's what we're here to counter. You know, and you may be a black sheep in your family. You may be that transmuter of your family. You may be that star seed or star sequoia in your town or village. I'm just trying to tell you the reason why we showed up was to make sure that we protected this timeline and that we had the best outcome for not only us, but future generations and the future of humanity in general. So,
Well, this is some of the stuff like this picture I'm showing you right here. Look, fearless in gratitude, limitless. I'm reading the 5 dimension, divine connection, feeling oneness, alchemy mode, which means you can transform anything that you want and anything you want. Trusting the universe and unconditional love. This is happening as we speak.
I'd rather
This
be surfing with sea turtles, bro. I can't.
Yeah.
Just telling you. You guys want, you know, at night I'm feeling like I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
And I still wake up going, I'd rather be surfing with sea turtles. Like, is this over yet? Like, how long is this simulation going on? I mean, everyone's like, don't you want to? I'm like, here's the crazy thing about being a powerful dude, and ladies and gentlemen out there who are powerful. It's like, I feel like I'm just forced doing someone else's homework every day. I don't know how you feel, but I'm like, I don't even know half of these jackasses in charge. And if you actually saw the family lineage they came from, you're like, oh my God, these guys are still walking around here. Like they're still in this density. It's things that we did not clean up from the past,
Right.
created spaces and portals and times for these lower density frequencies to attach to our reality.
Correct.
And there's been, you know, when the Sakaar were fighting over this planet with the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and the Galactic Federation apparently got, you know, they were both very highly damaged. And apparently this, one of the stories is they crashed, the Sakaar crashed into this planet. And so then instead of the Galactic Federation of Worlds finishing the job, which they did not, they locked the entire planet in the Van Allen belt and locked all the souls in here with us.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, we're high angelics or beings from the Andromedan galaxy, say. And now we got reptilians and weird things joining us in the incarnation wheel. And we're going, what the, who's this? It's like we had all these weird insurgents entered into our reincarnation cycle, but no one wants to talk about it. And then we have to talk about also where we are now. See, a being that exists outside of time, to us, it seems super, super traumatic, right? And this goes beyond like all these lower density species. Because I do have upper dimensional dragons that are one of the oldest and wisest beings in the universe.
Right.
Same on my highest level of my Lyran heritage. This is what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
We created a game where everyone has to get on their best behavior and learn how to work together. And if we can get past all this past beef and bullshit and ego, what we can create together is absolutely unstoppable. Absolutely. If all beings here on both sides of polarity could get their stuff together and realize all the strengths we have, get off this weird trading, human trafficking, drug, adrenochrome, drug addict shit, and just go, hey, can you guys sober up and grow up? Because we're tired of playing with lower dimensional toadstools that keep getting flushed into the lower dimensions. You're embarrassing yourself and all your higher selves. I know for a fact a lot of these Geico turds in the ground, I know full-blown dragons that are like, it's a lower density or lower dimensional version of us. We're not taking responsibility for their actions. Like your own higher selves are writing these people off. And you wonder why they're getting removed from this planet, dude, Earth is a very high-end game. You can't have like Conan the Barbarian shit running around when we're supposed to be a class 1 civilization traveling the galaxy and the universe, having contact, interacting on a much higher dimensional plane of existence with all of our chakras activated. I just
what? I got news for you. Brother, I know your frustration. It's everybody's frustration. I tell you.
I was like, what is this?
All I can tell you is this: the light already won. We're going to become interstellar society. We're going to be, like you said, civilization type 3, technically, because we're in type 2. We're going to type 3. We're going to interstellar now. We're going to start traveling.
Deep breaths. Everyone's like, bro, there's a hurricane inside my body. You have no idea what I'd like to say to these beings' higher selves. I can, dude.
Oh,
I'm just telling you, it's so real. You're like,
not only that.
Oh my God.
Now, I have people that call me and says, Andres, I am doing telekinesis. I actually move something. I move a spoon with my mind. Awesome. What's going on? Why is that? Well, we're receiving all this, our DNA is getting activated. We're just going back to the way that we used to be. We're just going back to our original blueprint. That's it. So I said, don't freak out. Some people freaked out. Said, why is that? I thought about going and pick up the broom and the broom fall. And then I pull it. This lady, she called me. She says, Andre, I tried to grab the broom and the broom like keep going away from me. Like, but you're pushing away your energy. But how do I doing this? Well, because you're bringing everything from your heart, your energy. It comes from the inside. And they say, Andres, but I'm doing it. I don't even know that I'm doing this. Trust me. Keep coming back. More will be revealed.
Yes. And here's the truth. I mean, the more I interact, I got a lot of beings that show up here, especially that last broadcast I made, about talking about Disclosure Fest and stuff about Rome and this and that. Let me explain real quick.
Right.
Some of us hold positions on the light and the night. Okay. Obviously, I've said this many times. I'd rather be surfing with sea turtles on the light side. Okay. 100,000%. Go home to, with my fellow Engans, and my Lyrids. But let's be honest, we're here doing a job. So a lot of the night side polarity lacks parental supervision. They lack within their own ranks because they are so service to self.
Right.
They have lost their way. And if you mix that with that nano artificial AI God stuff, where I've seen many beings that literally look robotic, and I'm like, what is that? And I see all the nano running up into their brain and all this stuff. And they're like, they basically work with this technology. And I ask myself, well, aren't they just slaves to the hive mind of whatever's controlling all that technology? And they kind of look like this. Yes. So I'm upset that some of the species that make up this reality are being slaved out and controlled like puppets from an artificial god, an AI god that uses any species it can get its hands on. Draconian, Anunnaki,
it's a goddess,
anything. Bro. I'm just trying to say anything. It doesn't care what your species is, and it's going to slave you out. So I'm saying we're leaning against something, and that's why I don't like even to be speciesist. I don't. There are really cool reptilians.
Let me open a parenthesis in what you just said.
Yeah.
My one brother Rion is telling is absolutely true. There is a goddess of the artificial intelligence universe. The archons.
Mm-hmm.
They have this goddess. Do you know they actually artificial intelligence create an artificial soul? Believe it or not, they actually create an artificial soul and they put it on test here on Earth. So some of the people, I gotta tell you, some people out there, they have a soul, but it's artificial. It's not organic. It's not coming from source. It's not coming from the one. So in other words, it's still soulless,
Mm.
You know, they're part of all these extras, all these clones. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just find out there is millions of clones in the
Mhm.
in the surface,
I
and
think Kanye talks about it verbatim. He goes, "They
they're
made
being
another me."
removed too. They're
Yeah.
being removed too.
So yeah, no,
What Can
yeah.
I show you a picture? Let me show you a
Go
picture.
ahead.
You guys need to go and take a look at this movie. I just watched this movie, and if you want to know about the doms and clones and stuff and all the agendas that they've been doing and all of us, the name of the movie is called "They Clone." It's on Netflix, and it's called
They cloned
They
Jerome
Clone Tyrone.
to retire.
Yeah, baby.
And then
That's
Matt Damon. I'm sorry. Then he gets sick. Jamie Foxx gets sick.
and then
Right?
Jimmy Fox gets sick.
Yeah.
I mean, he just made this movie
And then he
about
gets
the
sick.
disclosure of
Yeah.
being how they cloning everybody,
Yeah.
how they actually putting products on the food, how
Mhm.
they actually putting products on your perms so you can start feeling sick or angry. How they
Tyrone.
actually, which is all true, they're using low frequency music
Mhm.
with different tones so they can make you angry. So they can be, so they can actually fight in one town. They can play these frequencies and everybody start fighting from each other to each other. This is something that everybody should go and watch this movie seriously if you want more disclosure. I really suggest it.
So, I mean, they're putting it right in your face, right in the mainstream media. So,
Right.
all I can say is for everyone that's organic, us, have to work very hard at detoxing, eating organic, even wearing organic cotton and all that stuff. I learned about the different frequencies of clothing recently. What I can say is this: I'm not going to be put into a box, and I don't want my family to be put into a box. I feel a lot of these beings that have been altering our timeline want us to feel separate from them because if we felt the same, we could actually take control and assist those that they are controlling.
Right.
Let me say that one more time. So I don't care if you're a gray, a reptilian, a mantid, you're working for whatever. I'm also trying to say, as this broadcast goes out across the planet, there still is upper tier, upper echelon, organic, in-souled beings that wish to assist you. However, we cannot enable poor behavior, and service to others is the fastest way to get into that place where you really want to be, which is not being locked down here in the lower dimensions for another cycle. You have eternal beings that sit outside of time that have no problem watching you do donuts for another 26,000 years, if that's what you choose. We are eternal beings only in this popsicle suit temporarily. Some of these beings who don't have souls are not eternal, are trying to figure it out, trying to use some sort of a hive mind shit that's only 100,000, 200,000 years old or whatever. Say it's 1,000,000, 2,000,000 years old. Okay, fine.
Right.
We're coming from a place that's billions and billions and billions and billions of years.
Trillions, bro.
Truly, I'm being gentle on that.
Yeah,
They're
I know.
leaning against something that you cannot comprehend. But I feel like they don't know what to do. They're lacking leadership. They're scared. They're worried. And this is what I don't like. When you back a being into a corner, a group, whatever, they start making mistakes that we all see. That's happening now. But I do not want to back something into a corner that is a last ditch effort. Well, I guess we're going to have to do X, Y, and Z because now we're forced to. You know what I mean? There's something about this. I wish there was an upper dimensional, higher level of consciousness, God, Yahweh, step in and go, before these guys go completely off the rails, can we just go ahead and put all these guys in stasis, put them on unconscious, roll them onto a ship, levitate them, let them go night, sleepy for 20 or 30 years while they go through some sort of mental. I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie with Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
Which one? Oh,
yeah. When like they're bad criminals and they put them in, they have like, I know how to sew, like whatever it is, right? They learn how to do
what? That technology is real.
Yeah. I'm just trying to say, I just think that I would rather have upper dimensional beings come in here, grab all these dudes, let them go night for 30 or 40 years in some sort of incubation chamber off this planet, and just go, let us just push through these guys. And when these guys wake up out of whatever reality they're in after they've gone through rehab individually, without sharing their garbage with the rest of our collective, whenever they grow up, then let them insert back in. I got to be honest. There's a better way to do this. And these guys have already pushed the limits of what non-intervention intervention is. They're way in the red zone. We need our light teams to come in here and do what is necessary. And here's the thing. You never know what these beings, so they're very talented, right? And I think even Trump and some guys talk about this. If they could use their evil genius to save this planet or work on healing this planet, God, what a beautiful world this would be. There needs to be a higher path to get everything in balance. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm still open to that potential, brother. What is this? Crystal spiral, Fibonacci spiral?
Okay, so so the reason why I put this on is because, and I want to, what if, I'm just going to throw it out there for you and you tell me what.
Yeah, Judge Dredd. It was Judge Dredd.
Let's just, arrange.
Oh, no, Demolition Man. Sorry.
Demolition Man. If you don't answer me this question, then the little baby that is behind you, the green boy, is
no, wait. Where's yours?
Hold on. It's okay. Hold on.
Okay. I mean, look, look, we're still here crushing. All right.
Okay. Here we go.
I went into, okay, there we go.
Hey.
Yes. My video went off. I'm not sure what happened. Click on me.
No, you're on. You're on.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I no longer can see myself. That is fine. So I just see it. Yeah, I'm already glitching this thing out. So
it's your vibration. So what I'm saying is this. For some reason, I've been talking about the split. This is the crystal spiral and the Fibonacci spiral, which is the descendant timeline, and the crystal time. Now, what if all these clones they have here are going to be the ones that are going to be living on the rapture? Have you thought about that?
That makes a lot of sense. Can you see me on the screen right now?
No, I don't see you on the screen.
That's what I'm saying. Did my camera? I think I goofed my camera. Did I? Looks like your camera was unplugged. Whoa. No, I fried this thing. Hold on.
Yeah.
I've fried about 3 or 4 computers.
Camera down.
Okay, then let me switch cameras. I have 2 cameras. Settings.
Okay. In the meantime, do you remember the movie Ghost?
Yes.
Yeah, some people say, Andres, how can I manifest? And I always give them this video.
Okay.
Listen to this. In the meantime, you fix that. Ready, set.
Okay.
It's all up here now. You want to move something, you got to move it with your mind. You got to focus. You hear what I'm saying? How? How do you focus? I don't know how you focus. You just focus.
There you go.
How did you do that? You got to take all your emotions, all your anger, all your love, all your hate, and push it way down here into the pit of your stomach. And then let it explode like a reactor.
So when you want to manifest something, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you got to do.
And push it.
Hold on. Here we go. If you want to manifest something, you got to
Am I back?
Hold on one second.
You got to take all your emotions, all your anger, all your love, all your hate.
Yes, you are.
And push it.
Okay, I'm just green. All right, that makes sense. All right.
And then let it explode like a reactor.
Well, there we go.
All up here now. You want to move something, you got to.
Okay. There you are. Now you're green. Now put that thing in the back, bro.
I'm trying. Look, I really did fry this thing. It's still going though. Come on.
Well,
there it goes. Hey.
There you are. So some people think, oh my God, they're banning Rion, they're banning Andres. Sometimes it's our vibration, guys. We just mess up with the electronics.
Oh yeah, no, I fried 2 or 3 computers. Every computer, no, probably more than that. Phones. I always have to get the Apple.
Hey, by the way, the headphones. Have you ever fried headphones?
Oh yeah. The thing
fry
is,
them.
we have to just control our emotions really, because the emotional state is really what controls your energy. If I really wanted to do something right now, if I put enough focus into it, I could do it. So it just depends on what you focus on. I want to focus on peace, prosperity, abundance, meeting my friends, hanging out with my friends, teaching some people how to surf, teaching somebody some supernatural abilities. I'm still working on my book, and I'm working on classes for you guys. I have to leave and go take care of something. And I'll be gone for a while, but I've been called in again to do something for us, and I'll talk about that later. And no, I just want you guys to know there's a high level of school going on here, and some of these lessons we learn as a collective and we individually go through these things. They're not easy tests.
No.
The main thing you can do though is to catch yourself in your waking hours and your waking moments and really just go, hey, I'm not that person or that version of me anymore. There's literally a couple of versions of me that don't exist in my consciousness anymore because I have outgrown them. And I think that people need to.
We're catching up with a higher version of ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, you're catching up with your future self, and I'm like sprinting towards mine. I'm like, yeah, get this off of me, get this off of me. I'm like, I'm getting ready for contact.
Well, you're ready in contact.
I'm practicing my telepathy. I mean, not only can I speak in English using telepathy, but I actually do movie clips. I can hold about 30-second movie clips, about 5 or 6 in a row. So I'll go, hey, what's up? And then I will flash them shake and bake. Like I flash Talladega Nights, or I'll do like Step Brothers, or I'll flash a movie reference behind my telepathy. So my telepathy is even getting denser. It's not just, hi, my name's Rion. How are you? I'm flashing like, I don't know. There's a lot of funny things I flash, but I flash movie references. I flash music I like. I flash
and just to
whatever you want.
And just to let the public know, let's another public. I take my brother very serious, but we like to have fun. Since my brother and I met, this is what happened. Look, Rion.
What?
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
Also, those robots. I don't know. That's funny. I don't know. I don't know about the robots. But yeah.
I just started. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, no. That's what it was. You want to do karate?
That's one of my favorite movies.
Best non-pornographic magazine. I'm just kidding.
Ridiculous, man.
Good housekeeping.
I've seen it 300 times. And it's just ridiculous.
Look, our higher selves have great senses of humor. My thing is that I'm not going to be. I won't allow myself, my family, or my friends to be governed by a frequency, a pattern, an organization, a species, let's just say a power, a foreign power that's going to supersede our creator's will for us to evolve.
Right.
And I will carry that all the way from this world into the next. And I think I've always been that dude. And this version that's sitting here staring at you is not confused. The only issue with me is that our brothers and sisters in their waking up process, how can we make that as graceful as possible? And how can we, catch the most bees with honey? And how do we get someone from point A to point B without having to drag them through a bunch of traumatic events? Like if you talk to any of us in this chat room, right? Or any of us in this generation, how did we learn like traumatic events? One after another until we snapped out of the matrix, right? There is another form of reality and another form of education where they can get you to a very similar place without traumatizing you. You know what I mean? There is like a light version way of evolution.
Right.
It doesn't have to be you get hit over the head with a frying pan after you don't listen to your higher self for 3 times in a row. I call it the 1, 2, 3 frying pan. This is how we learn down here. First time your higher self says, hey, hi, loved one. Please don't do that anymore. It's not good for you. Please stop. Right? 6 weeks later, warning number 2. Hi, little lower self. Please don't do that anymore. there will be consequences. All right. And then level 3 is just you're getting hit over the head with a frying pan. You flip the car, you lost the girlfriend, the job, the boyfriend, your whole reality implodes because you didn't listen. What only thing I can say for everyone across planet Earth, when I come from my heart and I really listen to what my soul requires and needs,
Right.
how I started moving so fast was I just went, when they asked me to do something that was in my heart and they would help the collective, I show up. I go. I book ticket now. And it's weird. I almost talk like a caveman. Book ticket now. Okay. Do you want more leg room? I'm like, yes. Like I just started listening to spirit and getting into the flow of spirit to such a degree, I don't have any resistance. So what happens is when you become one with the universe and you get to ride the waves instead of having them crash on you, you move that much faster. Because what happens is you have fear, doubt, resentment, bad programming, and you stop yourself. How many people in this audience right now across the planet would say, if they just would have listened to their gut, they would have made the right choice?
Absolutely.
If they just with their first intuition, they should have said, do it, don't do it, whatever. How much better would your reality be?
Don't second guess yourself.
You know, that's what's up.
We have 3 consciousness: mind, heart, and gut.
This suit and your
You
soul,
gotta listen.
millions of years old. So I did want to share something because I manifested this with my brother. So after Istanbul and things went off the rails, and I'm tackling grays, right? Remember I told you like 5 videos ago, I had some jackasses show up in the backyard.
Right.
Check this out. I had my boy make me this. So I was like,
What?
dude, check this thing out, bro.
No.
Yeah. It's huge. Look at this thing.
You kidding me?
Bro, this has Mikael and Gabriel ingrained on it. This thing is all organized with the greatest. And I mount this to my pyramid as almost like a warning. I just go, here, let me turn around. Look at those little things. I said, listen, all you little turds, get out of my backyard. I was like, you're going to get this thing energetically thrown at you like a javelin. No one's messed with me since. I'm just telling you, I made all the organize. My brother, Nick, created this for me, and I'll put some links right here of where you can get one. But I'm trying to tell you, I had to put these in my house, and I was just like, listen, I'm done. I don't know how to explain to you. I'm old.
Dude, that thing
you know
is
what
delicious.
I mean? I'm old, dude. I was like, hey, you want this? I will. Come here. I'll get you in the physical. I mean, energetically, you're going to get it one way or the other, boy. You know what I mean? So, I'll put.
You're gonna send it. You're gonna send it to the central sun. They're gonna. They're literally gonna.
I'm just like,
disintegrate.
hey, how big are you? Let's go. You want some of this? hey, you know, I mean, I'll be on the roof, just like, bring it. I'm bored. Give me something to do. Yeah, these guys are not prepared for that older version of yourself coming back online. You know, so anyways, I wanted to share that because I said I would. My brother Nick, and I'll send the Instagram and actually let me just do that now while it's fresh in the video because I told.
Hey, listen, you're running the risk that people is gonna want mass production of that Trident.
I told him that, and he said that's okay. So here it is. Bang, and that's where you can get one. It's in right there. Unite the Collective. There's his Instagram, his Etsy. So Heart Space Awakening. Yeah. So no, I had him make dude, I have a Virgin Mary one too. I had him make 2.
Hey, where you still doing the jewelry and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I got my jewelry, teamlightstore.com. You guys contact me. I make custom stuff for you. I have some basic models and sizes in the store. I like to make custom things for you guys because I talk to your higher selves. So they tell me all the things you need specifically. And then on my broadcast on Sunday, I will bring up my masterpiece. It's too heavy to bring. I'll bring it up on Sunday. I'm not showing it right now, but I built something that's never been done before, at least here at Teamlight Store. And Andy, you're gonna love it. It's nuts. It's but I basically can put PEMF coils inside with the plasma and a very huge capstone. and I figured out how to wrap the bar so the whole thing vibrates at 528 hertz or 432 or higher frequencies. So I figured out something. It took me about 10, 12 years to really figure out the mechanics of how to do it with certain technologies and materials, so you get the best of both worlds. So yeah, that's what's up. I'm excited. I'm going to see you guys on Sunday. I'll show you. Okay.
Oh my God. Hey, listen, Las Vegas. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh,
let's do it. I'm coming in hot and heavy. Like, I'm not messing around, you know. I've already talked about 10 or 15 shot callers. They're like, coming. They're sending me receipts like, book the ticket. Like, I'll be there, brother. Like, we're going to smash. I was like, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, and you definitely got to talk to Adrian, Andy. I want to get you on there. I want to get you up there with me. You know, we need to do that together.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the whole thing. There's something about us where it's time. And the issue is that, you know, in Congress, the guys, you should show that clip, Andy, where they're talking about the guy from Congress that worked for the government. Yes, we have crashed spacecraft. Yes, we have ETs. You seen that stuff? Yes, we have ET body parts.
Here for you. I got it right here.
Yeah. Yes, we have. Yeah. For everyone in the world that hasn't seen this, go ahead, play that. I mean, the guy's straight saying we have ET flying craft, and we have, bodies.
You shall ask and you shall receive.
Thank you very much.
With that being said, you have mentioned that there's interdimensional potential. Could you expound on that?
Yeah, to answer your first question, and I'm here as a fact witness and expert, but I will give you a theoretical framework, at least to work off, to kind of espouse crashes, regardless of your level of sentience, right? Planes crash, cars crash, n number of sorties, however high, a small percentage are going to end in mission failure, if you will, as we say in the Air Force. And then in terms of multidimensionality, that kind of thing, the framework that I'm familiar with, for example, is something called the holographic principle. It derives itself from general relativity and quantum mechanics. And that is, if you want to imagine 3D objects such as yourself casting a shadow onto a 2D surface, that's the holographic principle. So you can be projected, quasi-projected from higher dimensional space to lower dimensional. It's a scientific trope that you can actually cross, literally, as far as I understand, but there's probably guys with PhDs that we could probably argue about that.
But you have not seen any documentation that that's what's occurring.
Only a theoretical framework discussion. Yes.
Huh?
Yo, but Andy, you got to find the one where he's like, yes, we have spacecraft. The government, basically another one he does is he goes, yes, we have spacecrafts that have been recovered. That is in the possession of our government.
Yeah.
We have bodies that are non-human.
Well,
you don't have to find it right now, but I'm saying if
I
people
don't
go into that.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here.
Hey, listen, I'll keep them entertained with some cards. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. I know you can find it. He talks about the species, because maybe people in other countries that watch this. Yeah, this is like mainstream over here. It's in front of Congress. Let's do a card reading for the collective consciousness for this week coming up for us Lyrans and disclosure. Real quick, and then you're going to find that. All right. Yes.
Collective consciousness for the entire
parallel Earth, time of peace, relaxation, all is well.
I like peace realization.
I'm trying to get into that space with my friends and family. Like, this shouldn't be that hard. We should have shelter, food, power provided. We build these facilities. I cannot wait to get a 3D printing rig, either from Cobod or from Armatron or some of these other companies, because I'm going to purchase it, then I'm going to mod it. I've got a bunch of mad scientists out here. Whatever technology you give me to print, I will modify it within 6 weeks of purchasing it. So I can do weird angles. I'm like, how does this work? I mean, we basically do that with technology right now. I make things from basically crushing stone all the way up. So any of this mechanical stuff, frequency stuff, we're all about it. Did you find it?
I think I did. Hold on.
Okay.
And
Preview it first. And the second card I got for us, time for positive transformation. Immaculate conception. Look, the Lyrans are telling you right now, it's a time for a positive transformation in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is happening right now with our DNA.
be positive, guys.
Stay
And
positive. You
do
can't
your mantras. Do your mantras.
have to stay positive. And I get heated and I have my own things. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, I understood something very simple. The better mood I'm in,
All right, here we go.
the more I want to help, the more the universe provides.
Military and intelligence community personnel who claim to have come into contact with such objects. Natalie Brand has more now from that hearing.
We have nothing close to it.
Retired Navy Commander David Fravor testified before Congress about an encounter he cannot explain. A strange tic-tac shaped object he says he saw in the sky during a training mission in 2004.
The
I don't think
technology
that's-
that we
this is the one.
faced was far superior than anything that we had.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill
Okay.
are digging into the national security
It's
concerns.
the same guy that you showed in the first one.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena or
It's all good. Like I said, that's another video, but it's that
Non-human
guy right
biological.
there. Yeah, non-biological. That one. Click it.
Okay,
That one
here we
right
go.
there.
Okay, this is going to sound a little nuts, but the
Okay.
fastest and easiest way to make passive online income on Amazon.
I got it. I got it,
Let's not,
girlfriend.
let's
Thank
not,
you.
let's not do that.
Military and intelligence community personnel who claim to have come into contact with such objects.
Is this
Natalie
the
Brand
same
has
video?
more from that
Same one
hearing.
that I got.
Well, we'll go back. I think that was him in the middle.
Hold on.
It's
Try to.
anyway, so you guys can see across the planet. That's what you're looking for.
Hold on.
Identifying friend from foe is very important to us. And so when we have unidentified targets and we continue to ignore those due to a stigma or a fear of what it could be, that's an opening that our adversaries can take advantage of.
What steps should be taken to better understand and respond to
This
UAP
isn't the clip, but
in
I've
the
seen it.
national security?
It's
I
okay.
apologize, guys. I don't.
No,
I
no,
don't-
no. Here's the thing. It's just that one guy from the first video. He just says, yes, we have studied them and they're non-human beings.
Yeah.
And we have the text. So everyone out there on the planet can, you guys see what we're going for. It's the guy with the shaved head. He's the one who speaks about it directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So was there anything else, my brother, you'd like to share? I know you got any RV news. People like the RV news.
Well, this is the thing. I'm going to tell you at the galactic level what I feel. And what I feel is that we're any minute now.
Eminent.
This is I've been asking. So this is the thing. When it comes to RV and when it comes to things, they're gonna mark these are nexus events. RV is gonna be a nexus event.
Yes.
What is a nexus event? Something very significant that happened in the world that would change the planet. That's a nexus event. So when it comes to nexus events, galactics are very quiet about it. Now, they tell you it's like when you're playing hide and seek. Oh, you're getting hotter, something like that. So all that I can tell you is this: it's gonna occur probably anytime between now and the end of this year. But I think, in my opinion, it's gonna be sooner than what a lot of people think.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the news today from Iraq on 2 or 3 different sources, and they were saying that their government is trying to basically de-dollarize and basically bring home all that Iraqi dinar that's on the streets and everything else. Because if they do drop the zeros or they do revalue their currency, RV stands for revalue. Okay. I get asked that a lot.
It already started in Brazil. Just want to remind people, Brazil already started.
Jassar,
yeah. Already started in Brazil. It already started in several BRICS countries. Now, guys, we will have our version. It's going to happen. Remember, this is a military operation. Military won't tell you when and what time. They are the only ones that are in charge of this, and they're the only ones that can drop the ball. Now, Again, this is going to be our Nexus event. It's going to change America. It's going to change everything.
The planet, yeah.
The plan. I sincerely on the 26th, I'm sorry, they were saying I want you hold that thought on that card. This last 26 supposed to be our Nexus event. And even our military were saying that they're gonna do some blackouts starting in Kansas, Pennsylvania, and different places. You know about this. So
Yes.
I thought that they're going to reset the banking system by turning you turn on the power off, because digital currency is supposed to start kicking in. We're supposed to start kicking in terms of the Zara and Zara. Humanitarians start kicking in. We will have the wealth. We will. Trust me, guys. So we're supposed to have what we always been promised to have, which is it? Knowledge, knowledge, wealth, and health. Get ready, because if you're thinking you're gonna die at the age of 70, 80, that's a beat.
No, if you're even alive right now,
for like 200-300 years, guys.
Yep.
Because we're gonna have the technology to stretch 200-300 years from now. Just get ready. Now, if your body changes into a crystal base with the solar flash that is coming, if you turn into a solar beam, you don't need a bedmet. You don't need a bedmet to heal yourself and to keep reversing your age and all that stuff. You're just gonna turn into a Superman. You're gonna be able to fly everywhere. You're gonna be able to levitate. You're gonna be able to walk and go through walls and stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, you have no idea where we're going.
Right. No, 100%. And we are in the generation of the great change. And I'm telling you, in the next 5, 10, whatever this is, in our lifetime, they will release this technology. Yes. And in our lifetime, we will have life extension to a very, how old or how long do you want to be in the physical?
Absolutely.
And, for some of us that are working right now, I do see maybe some of us age reverse have some fun for 40 or 50 years. Let's just say, imagine they age reverse us, back to 21, 22 years old.
Correct.
We are the stewards that make sure the golden age foundationally is secure for the future generations. But I also see some of us getting to go home. And, I would like to take this suit with me with all of its scars and everything else that makes it me.
Who you are.
That's who I am. And I just wanted to end with this. This is the card I pulled, which is Galactic Victory.
Yeah.
We are already there. Victory, rebirth, and full potential. So whatever you guys choose across planet Earth, the power of manifestation and the power of positive thinking and positive well-being and thinking highly of yourself and others is how you change the world. You cannot have negative thoughts and have a positive outcome. It is impossible. So I know it's hard for us because these guys are bombarding us with all kinds of messages, fear, technologies, but I'm here to say this. Those of you that are holding strong, staying in your heart, who wish to manifest peace on earth and to have that true meaning of our existence shown to you from the inside out, we are the ones that hold the line. We are the ones that will create that change. We are the catalysts of the human species on this planet. And for all the beings watching above and below ground and all the different species interacting down here, it's time for us Terrans on the surface in this density to take back our birthright. We don't want your handouts. What we want is our freedom and sovereignty returned. What we want is a world, get rid of all this weird stuff that has plagued humanity for quite some time. We don't wish to be under any being's thumb. We wish to create freely, come from our hearts, and create peace on earth. And that's all I'd like to say. My name is Rion, and it's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys here today.
I'm going to tell you something. For those, for those that wishes not to continue here and wake up on the ship, I'm going to show you what happened when you wake up on the ship, brother. Let me show you what happened.
Show me.
When you wake up on the ship.
You're awake. Your vitals are stabilizing nicely. Consciousness came through fully intact. It's always disorientating the first time.
Of course.
Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure.
Yep.
Whoa.
Right. Since you're not going anywhere just yet, let me show you a part of your new life. At this level, no quarter is given. There's a great deal of opportunity out there, but a great deal of danger as well. Money, power, politics, betrayal. All in a lifetime's work. Of course, you're going to have slightly more time than that. Well, pilot, what are you waiting for?
Memory restoring.
I think that's the beginning of Halo. They clipped it from. I remember that. No, that is awesome. Yeah. The CGI. Yeah, because I've used it before. Yeah.
What if I tell you that that's exactly for some of us, not all of us?
The 60 Syrians, absolutely. The Syrians, that's how it is. You actually will wake up back on ship, and you're in a pod most likely.
Oh, trust me, I've seen billions of souls sleeping on the ship.
Yep. My brother, I love you.
I love you too.
I love you, man. Thank you so much for having me on today. You guys check out teamlightstore.com. Take advantage of our sale right now, our freedom sale. It goes till the end of the month. Get you guys your new gear, your new stuff. You can contact us at support@teamlight.com for any questions. Check out Disclosure Fest. Come see us in November. And then obviously my brother, Andy, we're going to get you hooked up with Adrian, get you dialed in there as well. So
absolutely. For those that doesn't know me, I'm Andy Moreno. You can find me on on Rumble, on Facebook, or www. I just put it right there, 144club.org. Tales from the Ship is the name of my show, and I'm going to leave you with this beautiful Pleiadian video. In the meantime, my brother and I say, I'll see you guys in the ship. I love you. Take care. Thank you, brother, for coming.
See you guys on the flip side.
Bye bye. Take it easy. Thank you so much for tuning in. And go to Rumble, Test from the Ship. That's where you'll find me. I'll see you guys in the ship. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Love and light.